a case hit or two today, because we certainly have plenty of opportunity for it in this break. Good luck, everybody. All right, empty box. Let us begin. All right, we got Sweat, Franklin, Rashi, Waller, Anthony Gould for the Colts, and Sandra Still for Washington to start us off. Yeah, good luck, everybody. Is that? No, that's a bang. Blake Corum for the Rams on the debut. They always fool me with that. Coates, Bosa, CJ, Jordan Love on the silver, going to Green Bay. And on the bang, TJ Watt for Pittsburgh. Oh, clear a little space out here. That's what we'll do. Josh Hines Allen on the National Pride. Delpit, Koo, Waddle, Sandra Still again. DeAndre Swift going to Carter King. All right, we need some JD5. Goff, Rapp, Bosa, J.C. Latham going to the Titans. On the mosaic, we got Raheem Mostert for the Dolphins. And Mr. Terry Bradshaw on the Epic Performers for Pittsburgh with a kid reporter. Carson, Terry Bradshaw Hall of Fame for Pittsburgh. CJ, Kyle Duggar, Karlaftis, and Harrison Smith for the Vikings. Pretty quiet box here. Come on, last pack. Jackson, Burrow, Drake London, Tua, Kalen Bullock for Houston, and Keon Coleman on the Elevate going to Buffalo. Yeah, that was too quiet. Too quiet. Hopefully Prism here will pick it up a little bit. Empty box. All right. Let's see some QBs here. We got Peppers, Mostert, Cooper for Green Bay, and Javon Baker for New England on the laser with a kid reporter. Kyler Murray, Mark Brunell, Byers, a nice little Sammy Laporta. I think old Primo grabbed the Lions today. He sure did. He got that Zoom Micah last night. He must have a feeling about the old Lions today. Kirk Cousins, Culpepper, Spencer Rattler, and Ivan Pace Jr. for the Vikings. Hey, that's the plan. Ashton, that's the plan. And Joku, Petrie, more Isaac going to Baltimore on the laser. We're good with that. Suggs, Tua, Jordan for Houston, and a Bobby Wagner. We're trying. We're trying. Stidham, Bosa. Oh, we'll take a silver Bo Nix, though. That's nice. Beauty. We approve of that. And a Drake May Emergent behind that. All right. Improvement. Yeah, finally a good pack in there. Hopefully just in time for Optic to deliver. We need Optic to deliver. Empty box. Jordan Love. David, Josh Jacobs on the silver for Green Bay. And Isaac, again, from old Baltimore. Evan Ingram, Baker, Will Shipley going to Kerr Saxon on the purple shock. And a Jordan Travis for the Jets. Hey, J-Mac. Good morning. Welcome in. We filled super fast. Dak Prescott, Kenneth Walker. Oh, we'll take a little play action. Michael Penix. I like it. For Atlanta, and a Ricky Pearsall for the 49ers. That'll work, Stinky. Yeah, you know, the guy that got that card is going to be selling it next week at a big card show. At least that's the plan. So, believe me, when I find out what he gets for that, I will be letting people know. Bijan, Ayuk, Joey Bosa on the silver, going to the Chargers, and Jamari Thrash for the Browns. $15K. Oh, that would be awesome. Amon-Ra, Minka, another Eagle, Johnny Wilson this time, Kerr Saxon, and a Will Shipley behind that. Eagles everywhere. We had Eagles everywhere yesterday. Dawson Knox, Jalen Carter, Brian Thomas Jr. for the Jags. That's nice. Nice hit for the Jags there. And another Johnny Wilson, Kerr Saxon. We like that for the Jags. Eric. That's nice, Eric. We'll take that. Brian Thomas Jr., I don't know how other breakers do, but man, he's hard for me to get. I don't see enough of him. All right, we'll go with Phoenix next. Empty box. God. Good luck, guys. I'd like to see another 1-of-1 in here. Achane, Highsmith, Kittle, Lamb, Nick Bosa, Kelsey, Bryce Young. There you go, Carolina, and a Michael Penix behind that. All right, Michael Penix. That's a good sign. He's another one that doesn't seem to show up a lot. Sammy Laporta. Is that a Phoenician auto? Who'd we hit? We hit one. It was Kool-Aid, though, on the Phoenician. I didn't even realize Kool-Aid was on the checklist. He was. Edwards, Jones, Burrow, Montgomery, Micah, Harrison Butker for KC. That is 95 out of 200. AJ Barner going to Seattle. I think that one's 75. No, 33. 29 out of 33. Little old Seattle getting a hit. And Terry Arnold for Detroit. We're at Seattle today. Mr. Wonderling. I just love that Pandora look. Hard to see on the camera, though. But it's there. It's there. Phoenix is fun. Phoenix is just a fun rip. I loved it last year, and I'm really digging it this year as well. Keenan Allen, Drake London, Waddle, Hunter, Herbie, Ramondre, Tajay. Okay, if we're just going to have one non-base card, let's go with a Jaden Daniels. Awesome, J-Mac. Hopefully we can see another 1-of-1 today. Had a good run of 1-of-1s lately. I'd like to see it keep going. We got Devontae, Singleton, Pickens, Ward, David, Walker, Tyler Nubin on the Pandora going to the Giants, and Estime for Denver. Yeah, Phoenix can't go wrong. I think we'll have Phoenix Hobby in the break tomorrow morning. I think. Not exactly sure yet for that break, but I'm pretty sure we'll have a Phoenix Hobby in there. All right, I think we got our auto here too. Good luck, guys. Bates, Adams, Thibodeau, Watt, Tyreek from the back, Kool-Aid. Dak Prescott for the Cowboys is 78 out of 125. We had the Cowboys today. Eric. All right, and our auto. It's a Viking. Oh, gosh. Will Reichard. Saw the Viking. I got so excited for a second. Oh. You're doing us dirty, Will Reichard. That's so unnecessary. So unnecessary. Heartbreaker. See, that's the kind of reveal that should lead to a case hit coming. There should also be a case hit in here. That's how it should be. Johnson, Bland, Wilson, Crosby, Douglas, Will Reichard again. Oh, but I see a nice Marvin Harrison behind that. Will Reichard is 161 out of 200. He won't go away, but we like that. Marvin Harrison, 12 out of 75. Nice hit there for Arizona, and a Jacob Cowing for the 49ers. Yeah, I know you're happy about that, Eric. More of that, please. I know, Jeff. You got Will Reichard. There's still time. That clearly can still reveal much goodness. Hopefully it does. Hopefully. Brian Burns, Cook, Prescott, Hines Allen, Tua, Braylon Trice for Atlanta, A.J. Brown for Philly. That is 16 out of 200, Kersaxon. And Trey Benson for Arizona. Yeah, Eagles are threatening to overtake Arizona for like the team that's going to get the most cards. I always put my money on Arizona, but Philly has been on quite a heater. Deshaun Watson, Aiden Hutchinson, Karlaftis, CJ, Lambjack, Puka. How about that? Look at that beauty. J.J. McCarthy, rookie rising. That is 65 out of 75. Nice hit. Take that, Will Reichard. And a Cade Stover for Houston behind that. You can't pass up a chance to say that, Eric. I know. Yes. All right. See, we needed that on the auto, though. We got Jalen Warren, Kyler Murray, Minshew, Zay Flowers, Tyreek, Justin Jefferson on the Pandora. We're all right with that. For Seattle, Byron Murphy. That one is 98 out of 125 for Seattle. And Marshawn Lloyd for Green Bay. Poor Deshaun Watson. Yeah, I know. They fool me sometimes. I always assume it's out of 125, which this one is, but they have very similar ones that are much different numbers. All right. Brock Purdy, Goff, Daniel Jones, Josh Jacobs, Saquon, Xavier McKinney, Hufanga for the 49ers on the Pandora, and a DJ James for Seattle. Wrapping it up. All right, clearly next on the list. Oh, please, Downtown. Please, Mr. Downtown. You know what? Oh, I'm forgetting to get the sombrero luck on there. It's stuck in there. What's going on here? There we go. All right. Empty box. Something going on here. It's got to be something good. It's got to be. Gotta be. Good luck, everybody. All right. Baker, Kirk Cousins, And look at that. We walk right into the auto. Estime going to Denver on the auto. Malachi Corley and a Brendan Rice. Yeah, can we please get a case hit now? We need a case hit. We've been on a pretty good run of case hits, too, so this would be a perfect box to see a case hit. We got Kyle Hamilton. We got Bryce Young. Blake Corum, 6 out of 25. That's not too shabby on the rookies. For the Rams, nice hit. Marvin Harrison and Sanders. Who had those Rams? Anthony. Congrats, Anthony. That's a nice hit. Blake out of 25. We approve. We got Michael Wilson, Jamar Chase, Randall Cunningham on the bomb squad. That feels like it should be numbered, but it's not. Ricky Pearsall and Jaheim Bell. Yeah, that's not numbered, but sure feels like it should be. All right, last pack. Come on. Brock Purdy. Bijan. Bo Nix, 18 out of 75. We approve. Nice hit for Denver. Latu and Tyrone Tracy for the Giants. Yeah, we'll take a nice Bo Nix for sure. For sure. And that leads us to Resurgence. All right, we got 3 autos, including 1 RPA. Empty box. Good luck, everybody. Yes, 3 autos. 1 of them will be an RPA. Last night was a wonky box, so we'll see what we get today. Hester, Andre Rison, Ricky Williams, Champ Bailey, Troy Franklin, Denver. Just keeps on hitting. They're getting everybody. Tony Dorsett, Glimmer and Gleam for the Cowboys. Jacob Cowing and a Luke McCaffrey. Yeah, we're getting the whole team except for Bo. We need Bo. We got Phil Simms, Blitnikoff, Steve Young, Joe Theismann, Jalen Polk, 237 out of 249 for New England. Randy Moss, Glimmer and Gleam for the Vikings. Nate Wiggins and Jatavian Sanders for Carolina. Yeah, Denver is doing just fine in this break, but we need to see some love for some other teams as well, you know? I feel is kind of thick. We might hold off on that pack. That might be the RPA. Emmett, Jim Kelly, Ogden, Jason Taylor, Jason Kelsey, 285 out of 399. Eagles aren't doing too shabby either there, Kersaxon. Xavier Legette on the Circuit Breakers. Eichenberg for the Raiders, and Tyke Smith for Tampa Bay. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. Archie Manning. Bo. Mean Joe Green. Richard Sherman. John Riggins. Jalen McMillan. He will not stay away. 79 out of 249 this time on the Circuit Breakers. Patanu and Bub Means for the Saints. Oh, that's sick, Kersaxon. That's awesome. That is awesome. Bledsoe, Sterling Sharp, Champ Bailey, Jason Witten, Fuaga on the refractor, Michael Pratt. I said the name Michael Pratt. Usually Michael Pratt will just pop up in the room. Paul for Miami, and a Braden Fisk for the Rams. Michael Pratt must be sleeping in today. Keyshawn Johnson, Terrell Owens, Howie Long, Marcus Allen, Lawrence Taylor. That is 130 out of 199. Nice hit there. Eli Manning, Giants pack. Cardi for the Rams, and Powers Johnson for the Raiders. That's true. He's usually in here real quick to offer to autograph for us. The value easily triples once that happens. Suggs, Herman Moore, John Randall, Revis, Aeneas Smith on the refractor. Trey Benson, Circuit Breakers, Jalen Wright, and Isaiah Davis for the Jets. Harrison, Kuechly, Peyton, Chris Carter, Jason Witten on the refractor. 73 out of 275 on the AR conductors for Indy. That's a cool looking card. Roman Wilson for Pittsburgh, and a Braswell for the Buccaneers. Oh, man. Carter King. There's still time. We got 2 autos, Carter King. Keep the faith now. Keep the faith. We got Randy Moss, Kurt Warner, Chad Johnson, Ed McCaffrey, Lassiter for Houston. 8 out of 10. That is a nice hit for Houston. I wonder what that means for our RPA today. 8 out of 10 on the Lassiter. Bernie Kosar for the Browns on the Glimmer and Gleam. Suamataya, Suamataya, and a Lassiter again. Half a jersey match. And Houston today was Eric. All right, Eric, 8 out of 10. Now, you'd think this means that the RPA's got to be a good one. Got to be, right? Edgerrin James, Marshall Faulk, Taylor, Bettis, Byron Murphy for Seattle on the refractor, Xavier Legette on the Voltaic, Leofow for the Cowboys, and a Cole Bishop. Yeah, Boss Hog, I sure hope it. Jaden Daniels, we need one of the QBs right here. We need a QB RPA. It's got to be one of them. Got to be. Eddie George, Montana, Campbell, Barry, Devin Hester, refractor, Trey Benson, Voltaic, Rook, and an Eric All. All right, here we go. I'll do a recap after. I'll help you out if it didn't go your way. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another break. And hopefully we end with something awesome here. Good luck, guys. Charles Woodson. Oh, you know what? I want to point out something. I got a lot of flack on that Topps video because people said the corner was messed up. Look at the corners. These corners just look like that. The corners aren't messed up on these cards. That's just how they look. It drives me nuts when people were saying that about that Brady. Woodson, Tony Dorsett, Cribbs, Richard Dent will pull from the back. Mason Smith for the Jags. Terrion Arnold for the Lions. Devin Hester, Voltaic. Oh, please. What? Malik Neighbors, 41 out of 125. We'll count that as a good one. For the Giants, Stinky. I know Stinky will take that. Yeah, I know, Dangerous. I saw that so many times. It's like, no, the cards just look like that. That's just how they look. Last but not least, Stinky. It wasn't too late for you. It wasn't too late. But yes, a few of you QB teams, I will have to do some work. All right, let me do a quick recap, and then I'll get to work. Man, I was really hoping to see a downtown in this one. Unfortunately, no, it was not to be. I wonder if that means maybe tomorrow. Let's see what I can put together for tomorrow. Okay, Xavier Legette on the Voltaic. Lassiter was 8 out of 10 for Houston. AR out of 275. Lawrence Taylor out of 199. McMillan out of 249. Xavier Legette again on the Circuit Breakers. Kelsey out of 399. Troy Franklin for Denver. Blake Corum out of 25 for the Rams. Marvin Harrison Jr., 12 out of 75. Nice one. Samuel Laporta Laser, Javon Baker, Keon Coleman Elevate, Blake Corum Debut, Ricky Parasol, Will Reichard on the Pandora Auto, Brian Thomas Jr. on the Purple, Johnny Wilson Purple, Michael Penix Play Action, Will Shipley Purple, Bo Nix on the Silver. That's a nice one. Denver definitely did all right today. Drake May Emergent. Malik Neighbors out of 125 on the RPA. Jalen Polk out of 249. Hufanga on the 49ers. JJ for the Vikings. Reichert again was out of 200. Dak Prescott out of 125. Tyler Nubin on the Pandora. Harrison Butker for KC out of 200. AJ Barner out of 33 for Seattle. Michael Penix. JJ McCarthy rookie rising was out of 75. AJ Brown was out of 200. Bo Nix, again, this one out of 75. Denver again on the Estime auto. Byron Murphy for Seattle out of 125. And little Jaden Daniels at the end.